Hey guys, oh, it's Derek Rosenbaum here, just sitting on my couch. Got my Cooper next to me. Um, just wanted to go over something that just occurred to me last night that I was talking on a call with some other business partners, and something that was pretty cool that I thought might help someone out there. Just as far as how did I come across Shop.com? How did I get started with that business? Um, it was 7.5 years ago, but hopefully some of the information might help. And I guess one thing that I always loved doing and hearing about is other entrepreneurs, how they got started with their business, how they got started, say 20 years down the road looking back, what got them going, what got them started, what got them interested in whatever they do, whatever line of work, whatever business. And there's great books on all that stuff. And I was just listening to something about Thomas Edison. So all that stuff as far as how people got started was interesting. So I wanted to just share, I guess, my own story. Hopefully, it might help someone out there that's looking into any type of business, or just in general as far as information goes. How things kind of come about. But so so just a little bit about me. Again, I'm Derek Rosenbaum. I've had my business, my Shop.com business, now for about 7.5 years. I also own a real estate appraisal company, and some real estate that rentals. And I stay at home too, part time with my daughter, who is sick, so hopefully she doesn't wake up. But she's finally taking a nap and didn't get any sleep last night, so I put on a pretty face. But anyway, so about 7.5 years ago, I was introduced to this company. It was Market America at the time. It still is Market America, but they've acquired Shop.com. And now it's Market America, Shop.com, pretty much one company, all rolled into one. But the story kind of goes is that my girlfriend at the time, who was now my wife, one of her best friends, Alicia, we were visiting her. Actually, let me rewind, just a few months before that. So I think when I look back and try to figure out, why I even was interested in something like this, at the time, I was probably in my mid-20s, and I don't know, had this idea, or I always saw these people on eBay selling tickets, to like concerts, and I always went to a lot of concerts, loved going to concerts, always wanted to get the best seat, was willing to pay whatever, if I didn't have a ticket, to get the ticket, at the last minute. So I was like, what if I just bought tickets, on eBay, or sorry, bought tickets from like Ticketmaster, and then sold the tickets, a week before the show, and jack up the price, which is what everyone's always done. It's what scalpers do, but it was legal on eBay, and it still is. Anyway, so that's kind of what I was doing. I had probably done that, for 3 or 4 or 5 different concerts. I bought tickets, and then, at the regular ticket value, and then resold them, trying to make some type of profit, and I had to hold on to them for a number of months. People have legitimately big businesses just doing this now, with eBay, and back then too. So I guess when I look back, my whole reasoning for doing that was I wanted to do something extra, on the side to make another income, but that took relatively little amount of time for the biggest profits. So that was just an idea that I could do that with tickets, because it was kind of something I had already done anyway, as far as always going to concerts. So anyway, that was kind of the idea. Um, so, fast forward a couple of months, I was kind of still doing this here and there. It wasn't like any business or anything. I just, kind of did it whenever I could find a concert that I was looking for. And so we were visiting my girlfriend at the time, my wife's best friend, and Alicia, and she mentioned something to me about owning a business that she was doing from home. And at this time, she had a 2-year-old, and she was at home with the 2-year-old, and she was about 6, 7 months pregnant for their second child. So she was home, and wasn't working at the time. She was very busy with everything that she had going on at home. So she mentioned one thing to me about one division of the company at the time, of Market America, and it was the website sales division. And in a nutshell, that whole division is basically you can sell websites without having to do any actual selling and without having to actually design any websites. So, for example, if I know a business owner, I can refer them to the company, and on a three-way phone call, the company takes care of the entire, demo of the site, the closing of the site, selling it, the graphic design that goes into it, and the tech support. And for me just bringing that client to the company, the potential client that eventually purchased the website, and these are just websites for small and medium-sized businesses for their own business. For that, I would get anywhere from $500 to $2,500 retail profit. Lump sum for bringing the client to the company, and then I also get an ongoing retail profit and some volume that's part of the compensation plan with the company. So I guess the one thing that Alicia said was, basically you can earn about $1,000, retail profit, and that's strictly profit. That's after all expenses are taken care of. Strictly profit for just bringing small, medium-sized business owners to the company. And at the time, I was doing a lot of commercial real estate appraisals, so I was meeting a lot of big-time business owners that owned, apartment buildings, that owned office buildings, that owned, industries, different things like that. So it was something where I was like, I can do that. That would be easy, in my mind, if it's true. And that was the thing that I thought, is this even something that's even true? It just sounds way too good to be true. And most times those things are. But I said, if it's true, I'd be interested, because that would be easier than, what I was doing at the time, selling tickets, on eBay. But it was kind of in the same realm, a little amount of time tapping into what I already knew, and then being able to create a large profit from that without giving up my job. So, long story short, Alicia connected me with Ryan Stack, and Ryan's big on Periscope and YouTube, and he's now one of my closest business partners. But back then, I didn't know him, and he had brought Alicia on into the business, into MarketAmericaShop.com. And he mentioned to her, or I should say, she didn't really know too much about the business at that point. She'd just gotten started, so she couldn't even really explain it to me, and I was trying to figure out what it was. And so she said, why don't you talk to Ryan? So Ryan and I talked. He showed me the business, the compensation plan, and that's what really, made even more sense than just the website sales. It was the whole compensation from the company and everything else that was involved with the company, all the other divisions. But one thing that Ryan did was he followed up with me. He stayed in touch, and I think that's extremely important, because I don't know if I'd even be here today, because at the time I was someone who took a really long time to make a decision, and you can ask my wife. But anyway, that's just how I was. I've changed a lot and make quicker decisions now, but I admire people who are able to just with a little bit of information just make a decision, go with it, and stand behind it. But anyway, so Ryan said, why don't we just get back in touch, and we talked pretty much once a week. Still had never met him except over the phone, and he just answered all the questions I had about the company, and finally it came to the point where it was like, okay, it makes sense. If I wanted to get started, the option was open to me, and so that's how I got started. I eventually started the business. Ryan was in Springfield, Mass. at the time. He still is pretty close to there, and I'm way up in Plattsburgh, New York. So it's about a 5-hour trek, but he would come up and drive up and help, and so would Gary Rogers, one of our other business partners. And anyway, not to keep rambling about that, but I guess what I ended up doing through this business and through Shop.com is I was able to create a business that took relatively little amount of time compared to other businesses that are out there, but created the highest amount of profits. And really what the business plan calls for is 8 to 15 hours a week. And that was before social media. Now with social media, with Periscope, with everything else that's out there, you can do 8 to 15 hours a week of old school work in about 2 to 3 hours. So now we can even go faster than that, and we're working on really making this the 12 to 18 month plan as far as getting to a desired income that you want to be at. And you can take your foot off the pedal and let the money just continue to come in because it becomes residual. And that's an important thing, is that this doesn't just happen overnight. It still takes time and effort. But compared to another franchise, compared to traditional business, compared to a job, compared to any other home-based business that's out there, this takes less time, less effort, less money, and it creates 3 to 4 times more profits for what you're putting into it. And people can create a substantial side income or full-time income with the business, and we can cater a plan to set you up with on exactly what to do, based on what your goals are on what you want to do. So I guess my goal in this is hoping that it helps someone who's out there, that's either frustrated with any other type of business, especially businesses from home, or is frustrated with a job, or is struggling financially with any other type of business, franchise, traditional business, any type of entrepreneur, or just someone looking like I was, and I don't think I even realized at the time that I was looking, but looking for a way to create another type of income, and who doesn't have a lot of time. And I didn't think I had a lot of time back then. That was before I was married and with 2 kids. Now I have even less time. But it's the cool thing about the business is that you can kind of set your own schedule. And now with social media, you can work at 2 in the morning, and when the kids are asleep, instead of having to do it while the kids are awake or whatever it might be. But so I guess I hope that I can show someone that there is something else that's out there. It may be a good fit for you, may not be, but with everything that we've got going on with the shopping annuity, with internet retailing, with social media, I mean, it's worth a look just to kind of find out what it is and see if it might be something that you could do on the side, part-time, at least to start with. And if your goal is to go full-time with it, eventually you could, but at least to create some type of extra income. And at the very least, just save money on all of your shopping, because that's the shopping annuity, is saving money on stuff you were going to do anyway, or stuff you were going to buy anyway, and actually getting it cheaper through our website that we have. But so that's pretty much it. I'll just give you quickly my information if anyone wants to check out the site or email me. My shopping website is shopbaum.com, so that's shop and then BAUM.com. Baum comes from Rosenbaum, my last name, obviously. And then my email is derek.rosenbaum@gmail. So that's DEREK period ROSENBAUM, and that's at Gmail. So derek.rosenbaum@gmail. And I've got a YouTube channel, so you can check that out. But yeah, hopefully that's helpful to someone, and I hope everyone has a good day. Talk to you later.